All right, we'll check back with you soon. Thanks, Mark. Well, the Korean War is infamously known as the Forgotten War, and some of those men and women who fought overseas are our neighbors.
WDRB's Katrina Nichols spoke with one Korean War veteran who lives here in Shively, reflecting on his time in the Army.
I went as many as 2, sometimes 3 nights without sleeping.
Life behind the front lines.
Whenever they need us, we had to do it.
Gene Walters spent his days in the Army fixing and towing military trucks.
My big wrecker. I call that my baby.
He served during the Korean War.
I was glad I wasn't on the front lines, but I guess we worked just as hard, keeping the trucks and everything running.
His team's job was to make sure the Army could get supplies to and from those on the front lines.
We were the last trucks that hauled the equipment and the material and everything up there to the front.
It wasn't exactly what Walters imagined himself getting into. He worked as a mechanic in Louisville before he was drafted in July 1952, and he went through basic training expecting to be on the front lines.
I guess they pulled that out of my record and pulled me. I was glad of that anyhow. I said, hell, I'll go and work for my country, whatever they want me to do. So that's what I did.
Walters left behind his family and one special person whose picture hung by his cot his entire time overseas.
There's a picture hanging on the wall behind me. It was actually a picture of my girlfriend when I went over. Believe it or not, now we are 66 years married.
Now, almost 70 years later, Gene's grandson, Anthony Walters, is following in his footsteps. He's a Marine pilot stationed in North Carolina. Anthony made the 5-hour drive up to Washington, D.C. last week to join his grandfather and dozens of other veterans on their honor flight Bluegrass, knowing it was an opportunity he couldn't miss.
Each generation owes it to the ones before it and those after it to serve, and it's nice to be here with you.
As 3 generations of Walters walk through D.C. together, it was not only a reminder for Gene to realize how lucky he was in the moment,
And it's wonderful to be here.
but to have served his country during war.
There ain't no better place to live except in these United States.
And he continues to take pride with his Army flag still flying outside his home decades after serving. With photojournalist Jonathan McEmber, Katrina Nichols, WDRB News.